perfect. Oh wait, not perfect. Oh my. Fuck it. 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 All right. What's going on, chat? Got some people joining in here. Locking in. Let's go. What I wanted to drop the sauce and explain in this full stream is going to really be about the motivation you need to build the dream physique, right? Because you could have the most perfect, optimal plan, but if you don't have motivation, you're screwed. You're screwed and you're never going to make it. So you have to have so much motivation. But the thing is, you're not going to have motivation every single day. Of course not. Of course you aren't. But that's what's going to get you the results. Just reminding yourself exactly why you have to get jacked. There's no other option but to get jacked. Thoughts on main gaining? Main gaining, here's the thing about main gaining. You won't get as many results. Like, here's the thing, you'll build muscle faster if you were actually just doing a lean bulk. So I'm not a fan of main gaining. You know, I think once you reach a certain point, boom, go ahead, main gain. But for the most part, if you're not satisfied with your physique, if you need to build more muscle mass, then do not do a main gain. You're going to be spinning your wheels. It's going to take too long. We don't have time for that. Lean bulk is what you want because you'll build just so much more muscle faster. But the biggest issue I see where people get stuck is getting overwhelmed and just not actually like trying to do too many things at once, not just locking in with one thing. Like, all it really takes is 3 hours a week in the gym, 10K steps a day, and just tracking your macros. If you just did those things, imagine how far ahead you could be. Imagine what your physique would look like if you hit every single macro, if you never skipped the cardio, if you never skipped a workout. 5 months, your whole physique would be completely different. This transformation here, the transformation I had where I dropped down 30 pounds, it only happened in 5 months. But that's because there were no off days. Absolutely none. And I didn't feel like doing that. I wanted to eat a cheat meal so bad, but my goal was to do a bodybuilding competition. My goal was to go all in. So I basically told myself that there is no other option. I have to eat everything on my plan in order to get the result I'm looking for. Now, is that completely necessary? No, absolutely not. And I would say if you're lacking motivation, don't do that shit. You're gonna be spinning your wheels. You're gonna be struck. If you restrict yourself so hard, yeah, you're gonna want to give up. So don't do that unless you're signing up for a bodybuilding show. If you just want to get lean, get a six-pack, then you don't have to, starve yourself and never have a cheat meal. But you do need to be locked in. You do need to minimize that as much as possible. And if you're not locked in, you got to figure out why. What's holding you back? But what's going on, chat? I want to know. Drop down in the chat if you're trying to get shredded for the summer. Drop down if you're focusing on cutting and getting leaner or building muscle mass. Because you got to prioritize one. That's another problem I see. Nobody has a clear path. They go to the gym and that's it. Spend 1 hour in the gym and then sit on a couch the entire day and get no activity. It's gonna be pretty hard to get lean if you do that. How do you find your calorie maintenance? You've got to go to a TDE calculator. Now the TDE calculator, it's not gonna be perfect. Not at all. But that's a good place to start. And sometimes it can be accurate. But what you really need to do is just weigh yourself every single day, like right in the morning. Millimeter to feeder, that's what I would say. Thoughts on Retta? Retta is so ass. Retta is dog water. Yo, is this the Nick that's on Ozempic that I know? Is this my boy Nick, or is this a different Nick? Don't take Retta, bro. You don't need shit, man. You don't need nothing. You don't want to rely on some bullshit. You need straight up cardio. Straight up, you're the one? Oh, what's good, bro? Yo, what's good? You found my TikTok, let's go. You're on 1,600 calories a day right now? Are you taking Ozempic still or no? So you're on 1,600 calories with Ozempic. Yeah, I know you're taking Ozempic. Wait, you never took it? What are you talking about? You told me you took it. No way you didn't take Ozempic. Am I tripping? I thought you found... You're the one that's 175 lean? Okay, you're a different Nick then. Where are you from, Nick? You're the one that's 175 lean? I have a Nick. I have a Nick that is taking Ozempic right now. That is 190. But Nick, you're telling me that you're not taking Ozempic, then you're a different Nick. Okay, you got me confused, bro. Do you have Instagram? Eating 2,200 calories a day? Let's go. That's perfect, bro. That's perfect. And are you losing weight consistently from doing that? Yo, what if I play basketball every day? Basketball every day is great. I just had somebody else ask me about that as well. Basketball, the best type of cardio you do is the cardio you enjoy. If you don't enjoy the cardio you're doing, well, you're gonna fail. So do the most enjoyable one possible. Make it fun. Invite out, somebody else. Do cardio with the boys if that's gonna be more fun, if that's what it takes. And it's way better to do that than starving. Now I remember you, Nick, because I remember, Nick, you came to me before. You were talking about how you were eating 1,600 calories, and I told you to eat more, right? And then you started doing it, and then you got leaner. Am I getting that right, Nick? That's so funny though, because I just had a client, Nick. His name is Nick, and he started taking Ozempic. And he was asking me about retatrutide as well. But guys, you don't need that shit. You don't need Ozempic. You don't need retatrutide. Nah. Because you don't want to have to rely on something like that forever. You know, and then what happens is you're going to gain the weight right back up. Whenever you stop taking retatrutide or Ozempic, you'll gain all the weight back. It doesn't teach you how to actually be jacked. It doesn't teach you how to actually get lean and stay lean. It's a temporary thing. So that might work for some people, but also you just feel like throwing up. You're nauseous. And if you're not eating enough protein and enough calories and carbs while you lose weight, well, then you're just going to lose muscle mass and fat. You don't want that. You want to just lose fat. I feel like the best way is fasting long periods of time. I feel lighter and slimmer all the time. Let's go. Absolutely. I mean, if that works for you, then 100%. 100%. But really, the number one thing you need is a calorie deficit. That's it. What's going on, GM? Yeah, the only thing you need is a calorie deficit. Appreciate that, bros, Julian. Right, so if intermittent fasting helps you be in a calorie deficit, then that's perfect. Keep doing it if that makes it easier for you. But if it doesn't work with your schedule, if you can't do intermittent fasting, then don't do it just because somebody said to do it. So I would say like GM, if you're starting out, you've never done a cut before, the first thing to do is figure out how many calories you need for your calorie deficit. Okay, and then you want to stay consistent in that. You want to weigh yourself, and you want to lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week. And you still want to weight train, and you know, you can do cardio a little bit. I recommend just getting 10,000 steps a day. That's going to be the biggest thing. First one is better, bro. You know, I looked okay when I was bulked up. I had more muscle mass, but I was soft. I was fluffy. I wasn't lean. I wasn't chiseled. And just know you'll always look better being leaner, being thinner. 100%. If you want to look better with your shirt off and you want to reveal your six-pack, then you need to be leaner in body fat. So I find that I always look better when I'm leaner. Not even just like abs, but my face is leaner. Jawline is more sharp. And that really comes from just being in a calorie deficit, sticking to it. It's not about the physique. What do you mean it's not about the physique? It's the best and easiest. What are you talking about, King? Health is better too? Bro, who gives a fuck about health? No, I'm trolling. But I'd rather look like a Greek god. And I mean, it's not really about the health. It's really about just putting in the work, what you need to do. You know, the health is a great aspect of it, but I would say the biggest effect is your confidence. How you feel about yourself. When you look in the mirror and you feel good and people are complimenting you, that's going to be the most important thing. That's going to be the biggest benefit about getting lean. You know, feeling healthy, it'll definitely make a huge difference. You'll have more energy, you'll feel nice. But when I was fat, I was not healthy. I was binge eating every single night. So I was healthier. Well, my testosterone was low, I'll say that. But there's a range, and when you're in like 12% body fat, you can be healthy. You're lean, you look good, and you're healthy. It's not like a one or the other. It's not like you can only look good and not be healthy. No, you can look good and be healthy. So go for both. But the friends, how much do you weigh on the cut, my friend? On the cut, on this picture here, I was 170. But when I was bulked up, I was 200. Right now, I'm about 188. So I'm in between. And I'm trying to get a little leaner, lean out a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. I still really want to prioritize building muscle mass. I'll say that. How can I track how many calories I eat and burn? I just started and I don't know what I'm doing. All right, okay. Get MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is going to be the best app. You know, there's other ones. I've heard Chronometer good, but if you've never tracked, you don't know how much food to eat, you want to go to MyFitnessPal. You could even ask ChatGPT, you know, plug in your weight, your height, and it'll tell you what to do. That'll be probably pretty good, pretty accurate, but you really need to just weigh yourself. You need to weigh yourself and you need to track your weight and you need to lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week. But what's your name? Verdi C Gamer. If you want a full nutrition guide, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or anybody who wants a nutrition guide, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll just give you the full guide, because not only, of course, do the calories matter, but the food you eat matters too, right? Like if you have more whole foods, foods and fiber, more micronutrients, higher in protein, you're gonna feel way better. And you don't just have to do that. Of course, you can still eat fast food and get jacked as well, but you wanna make sure you're getting the high protein fast food order. How tall are you? I'm 6'1". Do you need to cut before taking creatine? No. No, you could just go ahead and take creatine all the time. There's no bad side effects. It's not gonna make you like look fatter. What it will do, you might gain a little weight from taking creatine because it pulls water into your muscles. But that's just gonna be water weight. It's not gonna be fat at all. The creatine isn't necessary, but if you want more of a strength boost, you know, there's so many benefits from it from the studies. I would say go for it. You know, it's not gonna hurt. It's only gonna potentially help you. What kind of fasting would you do? If I ever did a fast, I would do an intermittent fast. And I would do a fast for the first like couple hours of the day. I would push off breakfast. I might have a late breakfast. But I would never do like a water fast. I would never do any of these goofy fasts for like multiple days. If you do that, you're just gonna lose your gains. You're gonna lose the muscle mass. What you really need is constant protein, you know, to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, to make sure your muscles are recovered and you're not getting smaller, because it's not about losing weight, it's about losing fat. So if you keep your protein high and you weight train, you're gonna keep that muscle while you cut down. Do you have cheat meals? I do, but not super often. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you can still have cheat meals all the time. Really, you just have to make sure you track. You don't go overboard and you fit it into your macros and you're good, you're chilling. What is GSP? What did you do from first to second pick? Calorie deficit. That was the number one thing I did. I just made sure I was hitting the right calories for my body type, staying consistent with it. And if you want a full plan, you want to fast track your progress, apply for coaching, look at my bio, and I will build out, you know, I'll get you set up, and I'm taking on more clients, but you got to be serious about it. I will say that. If you have more questions though, shoot me on Instagram, and I can send you a full guide or just answer anything. What is your go-to cheat meal? Go-to cheat meal? Probably sushi. That's a good one. Go-to cheat meal is probably sushi. Or a steak. Like that's probably the best cheat meal you could have, like steak and potatoes, because it's gonna be high in protein. But sushi or poke, that would definitely be close. Fried chicken as well, but fried chicken, holy shit, that'll make you fat. You gotta be careful with that. Also, you know, any type of ice cream or cookies. But now I just have low-cal ice cream. I rarely ever have normal ice cream. I mainly just have low-cal ice cream because it tastes almost as good and it does the job. That's what it's about. It's about finding lower calorie, but just better alternatives. Bro, then what isn't a cheat meal? A cheat meal is just anything that's 2-calorie dense. A cheat meal is just anything that's not on your plan. That's gonna be a cheat meal. People will say, oh, sushi's so healthy. That's not a cheat meal. No, it's definitely still a cheat meal. Sushi does not have that much protein, but of course you can have it and make it fit. If you love sushi, you can still have it, but you gotta be careful with it because it's super easy to overeat. But like I was saying before, it's not about starving. It's not about getting stuck in this all or nothing mindset. It's about having a clear path, figuring out exactly how many calories you need, how much weight you need to lose or weight you need to gain, and the weight you need to lift in the gym to build muscle. If you have all that together, there's no way you can fail. But if you don't have a plan, you're gonna fail. It's that simple. So like I said, if anybody wants a full guide or full tailored plan to fast track their progress, click the link in the description for one-on-one coaching, or apply in my bio, or just reach out to Instagram. But I appreciate you guys in this live. Let's go. Let's go. Do you like crumble? I love crumble. I had it after my bodybuilding show. But it's fucking terrible for you. Don't do it. Don't have it. You'll get fat. Best way to build shoulders, overhead press. Dumbbell, overhead press, and lateral raises, but make sure you're doing cable lateral raises with a good attachment to really isolate it, or you could use the machine. But that's gonna be the best way to go about it. I appreciate you boys. I'm gonna end the live here. Actually, I'm gonna go live again really quickly, so make sure you stay around. Make sure you drop a follow if not already. I'm about to go live again and then some more questions, but let me switch. Peace, chat. What's going on, YouTube? All right, same thing, ending it here. You boys know what to do. Make sure to like, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram if you need extra help. But the best thing you could do is make sure you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, the only thing you can do is fail. So make sure you don't fail. What's up here? Hit me up on Instagram. We've got 3 people watching. Let's go. Appreciate the support, boys. Appreciate it. Peace, chat. If you don't have a plan, let's go. The only thing you can do is fail. So make sure